Well, hello, my beloved women of the world. Dr. Angelika Christie here of the show, your show host, your Radiant Life After 45, a show for women who are not done living yet. Some of us are in our 60s and 70s and even 80s, and we are still not done living. So if you are between 55 and 85, this show is for you. And today I have a very, very special guest with me. We did an interview before, but times are changing so fast, and it is important to upgrade and to fill in what is going on right now in the world and how we can support you, how we can help, how we can come together. And today's theme, as you may have seen, is all about sisterhood. And in today's world, sisterhood, and especially women, I think women at all age, but women 55 and over, because this is a time when some of us become lonely, kids are out of the house, the sisterhood becomes more and more important. And we are going to speak about this today. So Kathy, she is my soul sister, my partner, we have a vision together. I came into her vision of helping women 55 and over to make not only sense of life, but to thrive. And she created this incredible online platform, and the person to person, the spaces, actually living spaces, are on the horizon, and they are developing as well. So this is a place where you will find so much inspiration, so much help, so much sisterhood. And that's what we are talking about today. And so without further ado, Kathy, thank you for coming on my show and giving your brilliance and your love and your wisdom to share what sisterhood is all about.
Well, thank you so much. Well, that's a wrap, folks.
Oh my goodness. I have to excuse myself. Sometimes I may cough a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had this before in my life, but I have pneumonia, and it's something that lingers. But otherwise I'm well. So figure that. There's always a reason for everything, and this is also something we had discussed, and we create a sacred space for, because things are changing, and sometimes something comes up in your health, in your relationships, in your work. If you're still working, all things are in shift today. And it gets very confusing. You cannot Google up everything, and you have no idea if what you get even applies. So you need this sacred space where
yes,
we can talk,
yes,
right? Where we can come together and share wisdom. And we do have on the platform, I don't want to say coaches, we call them sages, but very mature and very experienced professional women from different areas of their brilliance, that can assist with some of these things that you can trust, because everything we have on the platform is vetted, and it is there is no scam, there is no trying to buy you into anything. It's pure help and
pure sisterhood.
Pure sisterhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first thing that I would like to address is, what is sisterhood?
Yeah.
So many people look at sisterhood as, oh, well, that's a friend, that's somebody that comes along, but not when it comes to our Goldens. If you are a woman and you are golden and you are part of the Golden Connections, you know that these are women that show up.
Yeah.
They show up when they're needed. They show up when there's a problem. They don't have to say anything. Don't have to say anything. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to fix anything. They just have to show up. They have to listen.
Yeah, very
And
often we believe we need to be fixed, and we
yes,
don't need to be fixed at all. But we need somebody in our presence, whether that's direct or online. And we have created those sacred spaces like the mudroom. But before we go into what's actually happening there, give us a little bit, maybe a 2-minute overview of who are you? Who are you?
me.
Mm-hmm.
I am a golden.
What does it mean to be a golden?
I am that woman that can be your best friend. I'm there for you 100% of the time. I work off my own experiences and I learn from my own experiences. I'm a woman of honor. I'm a woman of trust. I'm a woman of emotions, probably too much at times. But I'm a woman that is a spiritual being living in a physical body where I embrace every single moment of every single day. All of this didn't happen to me until I actually was given a period of time. I was given not a death sentence, but I was given a time to put my affairs in order because of health issues. And when that came to me, Angelica, it was like a gift from the universe that finally said, I can relax now because I finally know. But that's when I started to get going.
Ah,
So what I have been doing, I'm like the Energizer Bunny now,
yes,
you know.
that's how you appear sometimes. They said,
Yeah,
"Oh my God, where does this woman get all of this energy from?"
I know. And here I was on my deathbed. Even since you've known me, I've been very, very unwell. But there's something about bringing women together, the energy that they give that has come to me has made me who I am right now today. I love who I am. I
Mm.
seriously do. I love the life I'm living. I love the people around me. I'm enjoying every single minute. So I feel that I'm one hell of a happy woman. That's who I am.
Because you found your no, no, you don't find your purpose. You are living your purpose because um, you are just designed for it, and it was kind of a no-brainer for you with everything you did before. And maybe share this a little bit. What did you do before you created the Golden Life Community and the Goldens, and this whole beautiful world for women over 55?
What I did before that is I lived a life of lots of ups and downs, lots of setbacks, lots of lessons learned. I lived in bitterness sometimes. I lived in anger. I lived in resentment sometimes. And through all of it, it was always a sister that helped me through it. Now, I have to say that for so many years being the matriarch and having to take care of everyone and do everything, there was never a time for me. It
Mm.
was always me taking care of everyone else. And then when something happened to me, there was always this impression, oh, well, she's strong. She can handle it. Don't worry. She'll get through it. So pick yourself up and life would go on
Mm.
for them, but not for me. So it's been very, very comforting for me to know now that one of the reasons that I'm healing now is because I finally stopped and said, what about me?
Yeah.
I deserve it. I deserve it. And the women that have come around me have opened up their arms to me. And what is different now than before is I'm accepting it. I wasn't
Mm.
accepting it before. I would always say, no, 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 that's okay. I can handle it.
That is
I
so
can do that. And we
awesome.
all do that. We all do that. But it's really important when you get older, you can't do it alone anymore. And I'm going to be in tears over it. You just can't. You have to let women in because they want to. Now, if they don't want to, don't force them to try and come in. But for those women that do, I've been listening to so many spiritual things right now, and it has been engulfing me, my heart and my soul and my body. And this notion about women having such severe cases of mental illness, I don't believe that's true. I believe it's loneliness. I believe it's depression. It's what's going on in the world. And because they don't have women around them that are there to show up for them, to lift them up.
Yeah.
It's been proven that within an 8-minute period of time, if you're there just to listen, and I'm talking about the type of listening, not where you're half listening, but the listening where you're hearing what somebody is saying. And because of your presence there and you listening, it's making a meaningful difference in that person. What I mean by that is you can be talking to someone and they're going like this. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 And you know, they are not listening. But when they can look you in the eyes without saying anything, and you can hear them and they can hear, or you can hear them, and you are resonating with what they are saying, and you can, without putting any advice or any judgment, but just hearing them, that woman can feel it. I can feel it, Angelika, when I talk to you. You look me right in the eyes. You don't look around. You're not looking at your phone. You're not talking to anybody. You're looking right at me, and I feel you hear me. I think that's what I've been missing. Nobody has heard me for so long. I could be crying. I could be carrying on. Oh, you'll get over it. It's just a spell. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're a strong woman. Things like this happen. Things like this happen. It happens to everybody. Well, it's happening to me right now, this moment, and I need help instantly, not next week. I need it now. So that's the difference. That's what's been helping me. And it's been happening as we speak with the women that have been there for me, and 90% of it has been you, my dear friend. You have been that soul sister for me that has helped me through the rain.
Yes.
You have been there to lighten my load. You have been there. You have not really been saying, here's what you need to do. You've just been listening, and then you cite examples. And you cite things that have helped lift other people. You don't judge me. You don't say, well, you should be doing this. Here's what you need to do, Kathy. You got to do this. You got to do that.
My God. Yes. If somebody tells me that.
Yeah, right. Well, it's almost like we know what to do.
Yes.
We know what to do. We know what to eat. We know how to take care of ourselves. This is not rocket science, Our bodies tell us we can have a stomach ache, we can do things. But the interesting thing with me, and you've experienced it, I didn't realize the close association between thoughts and feelings and emotions. I can literally make myself sick.
The body. The effect
based on my thoughts. Yep.
Your body. Yeah. Physical body.
And when and I didn't realize the close association. When my brother was here, he took me over to Walgreens because I was going to pick up a prescription, and the line was really long and it was hot out and I was getting irritated. It was getting to be too long. It was like 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 15 minutes. We're in the drive-up window. I could feel my stomach going. I could feel getting a headache. And all of a sudden I could feel this irritability coming in. Before you know it, I'm coughing. Now I'm getting all this congestion and building up all this phlegm. And all of a sudden I started feeling like I had a fever, and my brother's witnessing it. And he says, oh my gosh, I'm actually watching you make yourself sick. Wow. And before you knew it, I had this terrible coughing jag. I was sick the rest of the day. I made myself sick because something irritated me. I don't do that anymore. As soon as I get that stomach ache, I'm able to say, oops, where's that coming from? What happened? What was I thinking? Yes. What was I thinking? Not what did I eat? What was I thinking that upset me like that? So I have learned so much in the last 2 years, and so much from my sisters, that you have lifted me up, and I think that's what we want to do, Angelica, is make an exact repeat. Let all these sisters know what can happen if they, if, you know, sisterhood it's so valuable. And it's not just getting together to play bingo or play cards or to read a book or any of that. It's to give a hug. It's to sit in the mud. It's to talk about the things that really, really, really bother you. And when you're really down and out, when you really have problems, that's usually the time people go away because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to deal with it.
Because it feels uncomfortable, you know, and to sit in the presence of somebody without speaking, just being, really being there, with an open heart, not thinking, oh my God, you know, how long is this going to last or whatever, but with a totally surrender.
That's the word. Yeah.
The presence of the other person and said, I am here for you. And then just trust your intuition, or listen, not just with your ears, but with body language, with everything, what the other person needs. And she will say something at some time. And then, you know, you just, there is a sensitivity with that is really beautiful. And we women have that. Men don't always, some men have it, but men don't usually have that sensitivity to really tune in, in somebody's needs, somebody's energetic, what's going on energetically, you know, and just being there and embracing it. And just listen also internally to yourself, to your intuition, and allow not you, but allow that higher self of you come through, you know, because
Yes. Yeah.
your human self can never give advice to anybody. What sometimes comes through, and sometimes comes through beautifully, is really, you don't even know where it comes from, but you know it just came through you. You just got that thought, and you just let it go through and expressed it. And so we all have that God self within us, that higher self. And but when we are in distress or in pain or whatever, there is a blockage there. So when another sister can be there, who is not in that same distress, and just be fully present, that's the greatest gift.
What better gift do we have to give to our sisters than to listen and to show up in their time of need?
Yes.
You know, I can think about a handful of times in my lifetime where my friends would contact me when something was really wrong and they wanted to meet. I have had many friends that have come when they want to complain about something or complain about what somebody has done, but have never expressed the emotional feelings that they have had behind that complaint. It's been, let's complain about the guy in the grocery store. This one cut me off. This happened. My boss at work, my work sucks, this and that, everything else. This one's after me, the victim mindset, all this stuff, but it has nothing to do with what I'm feeling.
And then how do you feel after having done all of that? Do you feel,
Right.
no? Yeah, you know, it doesn't, it just keeps repeating itself. You will
Yes.
not feel uplifted. Yeah, you know, got stuff out of your head or out of your,
Right.
don't
Right.
feel well. It just, it fills up quickly again. You know, there's no healing taking place, because the healing needs to take place when you allow everything to just be. And then,
Right.
and then embrace it with love it
Mhm.
free, maybe, if there's something that, you know, you
Mhm.
to let go, love it free. There is no force anywhere.
Right.
It's all allowing and letting go and embracing. And so really, we are living in a time now where the earth, our whole planet, everybody is moving into a higher frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So from
That's me.
those who are a little who are spiritual or
Yeah.
know about chakras, we are really have moved in 2012, but this is a 2,000-year cycle, so we are just at the very beginning of it. We are moving into a higher vibration, and it's the vibration of the heart, from the solar plexus, which is all about purpose and what. Oh my goodness, look
I
at,
didn't do that.
I didn't do that either.
Somebody must be watching. Who knows? I don't know.
What happened? But I think sometimes when you do certain movements, I think Zoom does that.
Oh,
That
okay. Well,
was
that was brilliant. Yeah.
yes, the solar plexus. So we are moving into the chakra of the heart,
Mhm.
and the divine feminine. So this is really the time now. And women 55 and over, we are the sages, we are the experienced ones. And in our 70s, we are in our 70s, so
Mhm.
really experienced. We really are here for a purpose, and it is the purpose to help others. And we are focusing on women 55 and over to help each other and help other women to make that shift, to make that move out of the density of the three-dimensional into the four-dimensional reality frequency. And nothing will change on the outside, but your inner state of being is different. It's
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm finding, and I bet you are too, the way I view the world is differently. I seem to hear the birds much louder. The trees are much more important. The sun is more beautiful. Everything around is just so magnificent. And I don't recall that when I was younger. I don't recall appreciating and recognizing all those things. Again, going back to living life and then judging life of how I see it is how I used to be, which was this happened today, this happened today, this is what hurt me, this person did that wrong, this person hurt my feelings. But instead of sitting back and saying, what feelings did I have relating to that person? And is that something that I can discuss with that person?
Mm.
Is it something that is bothering me so much that I can discuss, or am I just going to complain about it to third parties and then be in front of that person like nothing's wrong? Am I willing to confront my fears? Am I willing to confront what bothers me? If I am not, then I don't love myself like I think I do, because I'm fearful of what the other person is thinking and making myself secondary and not honoring who I am and the beautiful, wonderful person that a woman is. And that's not selfish. That's
No,
not selfish. That's honoring
it's
who I
on.
am.
Yes. I remember when about 5, 6 years ago, in one of my talks. I mean, I used to have a brick and mortar health and healing center, and since I mean, I had all age groups, but I was more interested in the mature woman. And when I created the heroic self-love, I'm also in a country that is very, very
Oops, we lost you. Oh, well, I will carry on. She was going to say that she was in a country that
Catholic. Yeah.
okay, you're cutting out. You cut out totally. Your internet went out or something.
Really?
Yeah,
But
but that's okay. You're back.
oh, it shows it's stable, but oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So, but anyway, it's where was I?
You were saying that you're living in a country. You were talking about your center that
Oh,
when you
yes. So I created the heroic self-love um, uh, system, because whatever I was teaching, I found that so many women, especially women, said, well, I can love others, but self-love feels selfish. It feels that it's not right, and the church kind of hasn't really taught us to love ourselves first, especially not some of the very, very strict Catholic churches. And so I really had to educate women that self-love is self-healing, self-affirming, self-respecting, self-allowing to be the self, because that's how God has created us, right? This body is the outer shell of the inner spirit, and our spirit is in perfection, but we have to learn how to really embrace that and live by that incredible gift of love that makes us all one, makes us
Mhm.
one with each other, makes us one with the supreme being, has nothing to do with religion, makes us one with the plants and with the animals and with everything in nature. And heroic self-love is kind of when we have learned that self-love is selfish, then we need to do some heroic steps in order to
Yeah.
let go,
Uh-huh.
and embrace ourselves in self-love. Because if you don't love your body, then you don't take care of your body, right? You
And it
don't.
doesn't make any difference if you put on weight, if it doesn't, if you've got more wrinkles and you're counting the wrinkles, oh my God, I got another one, or your hair is graying or it's falling out, or you're losing your teeth or your eyesight or whatever. It has nothing to do with who you are.
No,
It's how you look. It's not who you are.
no, of course not. And
Yeah.
that's really so important when we get older, to just let that go, right? I mean, to love, because when you look in the mirror and you only see imperfection, then, as you said before, negativity, certain chemicals in your body are created that can trigger, if you do that long enough, depression, all kinds of diseases.
Exactly. Have you ever noticed, Angelica, that you can look at somebody that isn't really very attractive at all? And they may be, many times I see this on TED Talk. You think it's, well, here's an average person, an average woman, and she starts talking, and then they'll show a close up of her. And the more you listen to her, the more you think, oh my God, look at how beautiful she is. And you can immediately fall in love with that woman just on the way they're talking. Their looks go out the window and you see the soul.
It really, it radiates from the inside out.
Yes.
The more we allow this, because there is an energy, there is a frequency, there is a something that is more attractive than pure beauty. Actually, the more I see, and AI does that, right? The more
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Our Athena, our girlfriend. Yeah.
out of these I mean, I know I have friends or even somebody in the family, she's in her 60s or whatever, but online the picture looks like a beauty queen in her 20s.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it's something that it's the ego, right?
Yeah.
And we can embrace that as well. So, but whatever it is in the beginning, before you can do real work, you have to embrace all of you. the shadows, because we do have
The
shadows.
dark side. Yep.
We are all good and whatnot. Then maybe something will happen that pushes you to look at something within yourself. Something maybe on the outside in another person will really bother you. And that is usually a sign.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
look,
It's funny.
what do you have in yourself that responds to that?
Exactly. It's funny you should mention that because I was watching Simon Sinek and he was talking about, have you ever had somebody in your life that comes to you with their problems over and over and over? You spend time with them, hours and hours. They feel better after for a day or two. And then they come back the following week and they have the exact same issues. Nothing's changed. So you really didn't help them. And it's because you were trying to fix them. And I have found that that's what I've been trying to do with some of my friends, or had been trying to do, was fix them. Here's how you can do it. And here's what you can do. Said instead, if you're listening to them and they still feel the same way after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and you are still listening to the same thing over and over again, the way that you handle that is you say to them, I've listened to you with the same problem for 3 weeks. I think you need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Because this is a problem that is.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe just say, maybe look at something,
Take a look at what it is that is really the issue is really how he put it, what the real problem is, because you have not been able to address what the real problem is. Maybe you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on the boss at work
Yeah.
that you feel you should have gotten a raise from, and now you're feeling neglected, the real problem is not the boss. The real problem is you, because you are the one that was feeling slighted.
How can you? Because very often I have heard that even in something, I've never been employed, so I don't know. But how the boss, is.
Yeah.
But I have heard stories that once the person who was slighted and who was overlooked or whatever, and had that
Mistreated,
negative feeling against the boss, after she went into with a coach, usually a lot of things is difficult for you to do on your own. So it's always good to have somebody to see the blind spots or help you to understand certain certain things, how they work. And very often when they resolved their negativity about the event, when they let that go and loved it and saw the new possibilities there, magically almost the boss changed.
Exactly.
Really, it looks like magic, but it is according to the laws of the universe. It's always what you attract. I mean, you're always in alignment with your own state of resonance, to something. And so this is very, very interesting. And this is what we do on the platform as well, within our membership, our connections, golden connections. We have discussion groups, right? Because there are so many different things that apart from being helped personally, we also come together to create something, that
from
maybe
nothing.
You would not even be able to do. So we bring our geniuses together to maybe do a compilation book or do projects. And that's the beauty of it, that your interests, you can say what your interests are and then maybe find others in that. But then you maybe come across things that you never really thought would be your interest, but now you're curious and a whole new world opens up.
Yes.
And our brain needs that stimulation. right?
Mhm.
Stay sharp.
Yeah, we found that the women that thought that they weren't creative, you put them in a brainstorming session, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, 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 because in brainstorming, you're not doing anything, you're only thinking.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if one woman can work off of another, I mean, in my case, talking about, and I happen to collaborate about being a widow, there's a lot of things about a widow that I don't think about anymore. But
mm,
when I was sitting in a group that's talking about widowhood, oh my God, everything was going on. I had a gazillion things to offer. But
yes,
ask me alone, and I may not have come up with anything, but they triggered things in my thinking to get my brain going.
that's exactly how it works. And that's
Yeah.
why it is so necessary for our mental health and for our physical well-being to be in those discussion groups and support each other and stay curious. Because if we can stay curious, then we have a passion for life, right?
Mhm.
We are active, and Mother Nature says, "Okay, you want to stay around, right? All right, let's help you with that."
Yeah, let's give you something to do.
Let's give you something to do, and if you want to do it, yeah, we do
Yeah,
our, then there are so many incredible influences
right.
of nature that help us to achieve something that we really want. You know,
Mhm.
we can even self-heal, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I think the message that I would love to give about the Golden Connections is we have a number of members that come in, and we chose to have what we call the request to join, as you know. And the reason we did that, rather than saying that this is a no cost membership, we want women that are going to come in with the understanding that they're going to show up and that they're going to contribute. Now, why is that important? Because just think about it. These women are coming into the Golden Connections to connect, and they want to connect at the heart level. They don't know how to do that. We're giving them the tools to be able to do that. If you have a sister, if we have a sister, if you have a sister, a golden that's in the platform, and she has an issue and she wants to reach out, and she goes to one of our areas, the mudroom, where she's calling out to sisters that she needs help. If you don't turn on your notifications, if you're not aware of it, then you missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime to be able to help another sister, because there's nothing more rewarding than helping a sister that's in pain.
Yeah, just by showing up,
Just
even,
by showing up.
I can't, I don't know, and whatever. But you also grow into this. I mean, everything is whatever is new for you. Whenever you go into a group or a platform, there is some awkwardness in the beginning. You will say, what do I really? What am I going to do
Yeah,
here?
what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I don't know how to do it. Yeah, yeah.
And so that just takes a little time. But if you are if you say, oh yeah, I'm there with my name, but I'm not really checking, I'm not really active, that's sad, because then you miss the most beautiful part of it. And
Hmm.
the part is really to build that community, to build that sisterhood,
Right.
to build a shoulder to shoulder, have your back, and be that for somebody else, which is really what life is all about, right?
Yeah.
Because if you are a woman and a mother of children or so, and they're all out of the house, what is there for you? It,
What have you got to do? Yeah.
no, I mean,
How
you
can
all
you be so
answer,
busy?
but there is that
Yeah.
mothering, that sistering, that is something that is very special. And I had to learn this a little bit, because and I that really benefited me so much. I was always a little bit reserved. Yeah, I had my family and I had 5 children, and so I was busy and a business and all of that. But to be when you have, like, what I'm experiencing now, it's incredible to be able to say I need help, or even show up and somebody else says, can I believe you
You
want
may
to
need
go,
a hug. Yeah.
you need a hug, let me hug you. And if you can do this virtually, you can do this in so many ways, and all of a sudden, oh my God, yes, it's available. It is available. It doesn't
Mhm.
cost anything. It is available. But it is something that not only makes you healthier physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but it creates I'm almost new shoots. All of a sudden you become more creative. You may think, oh, there is always a reason for something. Usually has to be shed or let go of, and so there is a new chapter has opened. Oh my God, we can create something new here. I mean, it's such it's such an adventure, actually, I think.
It is, well, you don't know, but I've often thought to myself, especially recently, how have I been a good friend? And when I look at some of the friends in my life that I thought were my friends, they really weren't, because I was always the one that had to call them. I was always the one that had to follow up. I was concerned that they got things done. I was always showing up to help them to get things done. And the truth is, if you want to be a good friend, you have to be there for each other. It's a two-way street. It can't always only be one way. And growing up, I'm at the age where we used to go to each other's house every morning, either go for coffee or whatever. We'd go to shopping together. We would do things together, go to school, whatever we were doing, going all the way back to being kids. We did things together. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
We don't do that with, and that sisterhood needs to come back, and we might not be able to do it physically, but we can do it virtually.
Yes.
So when we wake up in the morning, the first thing we should want to do is to check on our sisters in the Golden Connection. Check on them. See
Yeah.
how they're doing. See what's going on. Engage. Be part of, whether it's the Golden Connections or not. If you belong to any community,
Yeah.
to anyone that's a viewer here, be part of the solution. And the solution is to help others and to help yourself.
Show up. Actually, sometimes people say, well, I don't know how to help. Just show up. Showing up is really the number one thing.
Yeah. For
And
some
it will
reason, for some reason, men more than women, men always feel that they got to fix it. So
yeah.
if they see a woman crying, they got to fix it. They don't really need to fix her. She just needs to hug. She needs to have him listen. But well, what can I do? A little work. Well, you should do this. And they want to give you advice. With a woman, we don't have to do anything.
Mhm.
Do we?
No,
We just have to listen.
listen, and then something magically comes up,
It always solves itself, doesn't it?
Yes, it solves itself, and then you made space for something new to
Yeah. Yeah.
rise up.
So
Uh,
every day we should just, speaking of space, we should just hold space
Yeah,
for our friends, for those that need us for that day.
yeah, yes,
And if we can do that, and there's nobody that needs any help during that day. I mean, I know I was listening to somebody and he said, if you're really a friend, you can sense in your friends if they're not coming around, if they're being quiet, if they seem to be absent.
yeah,
How would you even know that if you didn't pay attention
yeah,
to where's Mary? We haven't seen her online. Where's Mary? We haven't seen her posting. Where's Mary? She hasn't done this and that. I can't tell you how many women I do that with on LinkedIn. Hey, we've missed you. Where have you been? On Facebook, where have you been? And then they come back and say, oh my God, thank you. Nobody's recognized it. And I hardly even know you. And yet you're reaching out to me
Yeah,
because I notice, and they're ones that I follow. And I think we all do that, but we all see that, but we don't do anything about it.
yeah.
We don't follow up. But then again, you and I are Goldens, Angelica, so
Not perfect.
we're
Me
not
not.
we're not perfect, and we don't want to come across that way.
Yeah.
It's but there's a
I'm
certain
I'm kind of busy, right? I still have a full, I mean, I don't live on my own. And I have my husband is my sixth child.
yeah. I totally get that. Yeah.
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 So that has its own challenges. But it is busy. Everybody is busy, right? But to just take maybe 5 minutes to check in.
5 minutes a day.
Mhm.
How hard is that? Put it on your to-do list. If you're one that makes a list or what you need to get done, your daily task or your journal or whatever, make it part 5 minutes a day. It's your routine. When you get up in the morning, you wash your face, you take a shower, you do this, when you turn on your phone, set an alarm to check it every day.
So true. Do you know something, Kathy?
It's
We
time.
usually it's half an hour, and then if we have guests, then we bring them in to ask questions or so. But it's just the two of us today. So I have been going on for almost 50 minutes now. Would you
Oh,
like? Yeah,
oh, we've
and
been 50 minutes, really? Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, 48 minutes.
Okay.
But I think it was worth it. And so I would love for you to maybe, first of all, give us maybe one or two more golden nuggets. And then I would like for us to put the link to come into our beautiful community, maybe in the chat.
Oh, sure.
You know something, I'll let you do that. I'm going to
Okay.
co-host. Okay. Because I don't have it with me now.
There we go.
Oh, that's it. There we go. You see, a woman who is busy also has everything at her feet, so pleases.
Yeah, right, exactly. And in terms of golden nuggets, all I can say is we can't do it alone. If we try to do it alone, it's too overwhelming. It's too overwhelming. And just remember this: every thought you have has an emotion attached to it, and every emotion can have a feeling within you. If you recognize that it can make you sick, it could make you happy, it can heal you, whatever your thoughts are, that's where we're at. And that's what the Golden Connections is about, where we address those emotions and those feelings and those thoughts and help you to get to a point where you're going to recognize it. I can recognize it right away now in myself. I am a totally different person than I was a year ago or even 2 years ago. And I even look different too.
You're getting younger and younger, more vibrant.
I'm happy. Did you notice I'm always happy now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And even 6 months ago, I was, yeah.
Yeah. And
So
that
a
is
lot.
something you can read in a book. You have to truly understand it and then practice. And
Right.
practice is not a hard one. It feels a little bit, yes, I mean, you have to, because to change anything, it takes some effort. All right.
Yes, right.
Usually, as we age, our roots are anchored pretty well and pretty
Mhm.
established. So
Yes, right.
root something, a certain attitude, or how we so easily, automatically, get gets triggered, and then have the emotion that is not positive for ourselves. Um, you can stop it, but you have to practice stopping it until
Mhm.
it becomes, it doesn't happen anymore. You immediately know, you immediately go into
Exactly
how
right.
you
Yeah.
want to feel. And then
Yeah.
you say, yes, this is how I want to feel.
Exactly.
And do this on your own. You don't need anybody to make you happy. That's
That's
only
right.
really only the icing on the cake. There is only one person that can make you happy or miserable.
Right.
It's you.
Oh, and the other advantage I want to talk about, ladies. Oh, shoot. Ugh, sorry. Uh, uh, the you don't have to put on makeup. You can come on your pajamas. You don't even have to show your face. You can do all this stuff online without ever having to do with anything. It's not like if you're going to go somewhere, you got to put on your makeup, you got to take a shower, you got to pick out your clothes. You can go from the bed to the computer with no problem. and
Right.
and and not have to worry about the make because nobody no women don't care about what other women look like. The only time they care about what other women look like is if there's a man around,
Yeah.
because they want to look good in front of the man. Do they really care about, what it, I mean, we do in terms of pride. We
Uh,
want to look neat and clean and not in disarray. But I don't have a problem going live on our platform with no makeup on, and it's in the morning in my pajamas.
yeah.
Angelica knows that, you know. Um,
We did that.
it, yeah,
Not an issue. And it's fun, because the other thing is that, I mean, now is the time to really not only decide how you want to feel, but also have fun. Do stuff that dare to do something different. For example, this was a new experience for me, to be totally without makeup and go on, because, there was just, we have our routine. And then if as we are asked to do something different,
yeah,
is first a little uncomfortable, but then if you get over it, if you get over yourself, then it's fun, and then you laugh and
right. Yeah.
having a good time with whatever, right?
Okay, well, this was wonderful as always, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to say one last thing about the platform. It is not like Facebook or Instagram or any of these social media platforms. Um, we have built the golden sort of golden life community, this whole platform, on a platform that is 100% safe, which means that whatever you say, there is no censoring, there is no, but we do have our rules of conduct, I mean, and that's to be expected. But there is nobody who is tracking you or
Selling
trying
you
to
anything?
tell you anything, or to, none of that is happening. It is really a beautiful space. It's kind of your neighbor's house.
Yes.
It's just virtual, and the whole world can come there. And it's I mean, this is the wonderful thing about technology. It has some issues, that are not so wonderful, but when you are able to be on a platform that is that safe, and that everything that we do there, we own. It's not like anybody else. There
Right.
is no,
It's our data. Yeah.
everything is protected. So just in case you think, well, it's just another of those platforms. No,
The
it
other thing too is that Goldens, we are building this for you because of you, and you are building it with us. So this is your community. It's not somebody else's. We're not saying to you, this is what you need to do. Here's a class you need to take. You are actually creating the classes. You are creating the books. You're creating everything. So it's your platform based on the way you want it. And what else can you have in life where you can have it the way you want it? Not to.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So
You said the way you want it, and then you attract other women who want it just as the same as you, and so you can build these beautiful smaller or larger groups, and some of them may have something to share. Wonderful. So there is also a great opportunity to learn something new, to expand your knowledge and your creativity. I mean, it's all, we're covered all, and we have some genius application tests where you can find what you really love. Because sometimes you say, if I would really know what I want to do, that would be great. But I actually don't know what is my genius. Maybe you don't ask this to yourself, but this is something we discovered, and this has become part of the platform. The
golden genius. Yeah.
Yes. So there are all kinds of other things. It's developing, it's growing, and it's growing for you, and it's growing with you, and it's growing for a purpose, to expand our ability to love each other, to hug each other, to take care of each other, and expand our ability to learn and to be dazzled with beautiful new things, and to have sound advice if necessary.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, my friend. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much. Okay. Have a beautiful rest of the Saturday.